Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Big shout out to all the mothers out there. We have a lot of great mothers here on the channel. Mama, Mama, you know why I love you. You know I love you, Mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Mama, I just want you to know your love is like food for the soul. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good day out there. Some of those notes were a little iffy, but it came straight from the heart. Hey, man, I love all you mothers out there, all right? Don't worry, Father's Day is coming up. I got something for you too, but I'm not going to be... Hey, hold up a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not going to be singing to you fathers, but we might, you know what I mean? We might get groovy or something like that, you know? There's a father out there like, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. You going to sing for us? Anyway, all right. We have some crazy bank news today. All right, as usual. I don't make up the news. I just report it. Hey, they shouldn't be doing this crazy stuff. We have some XRP news. We have some Bitcoin news. We have Solana news. Man, I hope you all having a great Mother's Day out there. I really do, man. Shout out. My mother's like a superhero. Oh, man. And I know, Mom, I know you let me win that arm wrestling. I'm never going to forget it, but I'm thankful for it, though. I understand why you let me win. It's a lot of you don't understand. My mother was a warrior for real. A real warrior. Like my father and mother, no joke. I come from a warrior family for real. You know, so mom is hitting the punch bag before I'm hitting the punching bag. You know, mom is bicep curling before I'm bicep curling. You know what I mean? So anyway, my mom's tough. This article here is titled XRP price prediction. Analysts foresee surged to $20. Wow. Oh, $20 by 2026. Let's make that clear. So it begins as such. Armando Pantoja, a respected cryptocurrency analyst, has high hopes. A respected cryptocurrency analyst has high hopes for XRP, predicting its price could soar between $8 to $20 by 2026. An increase of up to 3,557%. It says from its current levels. My apologies, got a little air in my chest. I just had myself, my fasting is now over. All right, had a little food. Pantoja draws parallels to the 2017 bull run, where XRP surged 650 times to its peak, suggesting a similar explosive growth potential based on historical performance. He highlights Ripple X's advancements to the XRP ledger, particularly the XLS68D specification that allows platforms to cover transaction fees without distributing free XRP, enhancing user onboarding and utility. Pantoja also points to increasing institutional adoption and the expanding role of digital financial services as catalyst for XRP's future rise. I also feel like XRP will dominate. It says, as the ongoing lawsuit with the SEC nears its conclusion. Oh, yes, that's say it again. It's like music to my ears. As the SEC case nears its conclusion. Oh, that's real good. It says the anticipation grows within the crypto community about XRP's ability to reclaim its highs and venture into new price territories. Well, very briefly, let me just say, I think it'll pop right after, but then it will go back down because that's just how it works. People are going to take profit, you know, very, very quickly. They don't trust things that much right now. All right. So now let's move on. Let's move on here. So now this article is titled Ripple Bets Big on Japan. BD roll open. VP Emi Yoshikawa says, yes, Japan is going to be something beautiful built in Japan. It's already happening. Ripple's VP for Strategic Initiatives, Emi Yoshikawa, announces opening of B2B business development position in Japan. Let's scroll down here if it'll let me. It says here, following the game-changing announcement about SBI joining the XRP Ledger validator ecosystem, Ripple's VP Emi Yoshikawa announces the opening of a major position for XRPL progress in Japan. It says US fintech Decacorn. Ripple is actively looking for a business development manager who will be focused on promoting the adoption of the XRP Ledger to Japanese companies. Such announcement was made by Ripple Strategic Initiatives VP Emi Yoshikawa on her X. I still want to call it Twitter, her X account. And I love Emi Yoshikawa. Does good business, very strong-minded, has a vision for everything, for where she wants everything to go, and has been driving it there. And you know, many great things have come to the XRPL under Emi Yoshikawa. So I just love when I see these developments occur. It says the ideal candidate should demonstrate strong interest and passion for Web3 and crypto segments and have business development experience. Okay, so now let's move on from there. Let's get to this Bitcoin article because there was quite a few things that happened in the banking industry. And I want to get to that. So this article was titled Bitcoin or Ethereum. We asked ChatGPT which asset is better, a better buy for the summer. I think they're both pretty solid. You want to be real, unless there's some sort of adverse effect that occurs because of the SEC going after Ethereum at some point. But as of right now, I don't see anything happening negative. So Ethereum is still a moneymaker. But you want to talk long term, I think Bitcoin is going to be explosive. I don't see any way around it. I just don't, folks. So if we're talking long term, Bitcoin is the one. Out of the two, Bitcoin is the one. But I wouldn't disagree with somebody who has both. You know, I don't have any Ethereum right now, but, you know, I'm not going to. I'll say this. I've definitely thought about getting some just to go against the SEC. But this article begins here. It says, according to ChatGPT, the decision largely depends on individual investment strategies and risk tolerance. Bitcoin is generally better suited for investors seeking stability and a relatively safe store of value, akin to digital gold, especially amidst economic uncertainties. It appeals to risk-averse individuals or those new to cryptocurrencies. It says, conversely, Ethereum fuels a platform for decentralized applications and is a major player in the blockchain technology. Investors who believe in the future of these technologies may prefer Ethereum. All right, you're making pretty solid arguments, but I still believe both are solid moneymakers, you know. It says, while Bitcoin offers stability and potential for incremental growth, Ethereum provides a gateway to a rapidly evolving blockchain ecosystem with higher risk and potentially higher rewards. Ultimately, diversification with both Bitcoin and Ethereum can be a way to manage risk and potentially benefit from the growth of both major cryptocurrencies. I'm all about diversity. I've been saying that from the beginning, but not just in crypto. So, you know, of course, I hold a few different cryptos. You should know that by now, right? But also, don't forget, I'm into commodities. I'm into money market funds. You know, I'm into a lot of different things. So I like diversification. T-bills, bonds. OK, don't forget those are out there. CD accounts. Those are out there. There's a lot of good stuff out there if people would just look. You know, I know people don't have a lot of time, but I'm just saying I'm all about diversity. All right. So now I'm definitely not pro savings account. I'm very much against savings accounts, you know, where money goes to die. But that's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I don't want to be. I'm not an influencer. I don't want to be. All right. I don't have anything to do with that stuff. Now, let's move on here to this Solana article. All right. So this article is titled Solana-based marketplace Agridex raises $5 million to tokenize the agricultural industry. Good progress. Good stuff going on here. It says Agridex, a Solana-based tokenization platform, said it raised $5 million to bring agricultural commodities on chain. Really? I like that. Well, you guys know, you know, I like to dabble in, you know, wheat, sugar, things like that, at least in the past, different commodities in the past. This is actually interesting. It says the pre-seed funding round included investments from Endeavor Ventures, Sub-Saharan African agricultural group, African Crops, and South African Vineyard, my apologies, Vineyard Group, Oldenburg Vineyards, the company said by email on Thursday. Agridex also allows various crops to be bought on its marketplace, When finalized, deals are then secured by minting a non-fungible token, recording the key transaction details. I'm actually very interested in it. I'm going to go check this out. This is very, very interesting. The tokenization of real-world assets, RWA, especially if they make it very easy to streamline everything. The tokenization of real-world assets, RWA, is an area of the crypto industry that has been gathering momentum in recent months. A report from CoinGecko found RWAs to be the second most profitable narrative in the first quarter, offering 286% in returns, albeit a distant second to the 1,313% offered by meme coins. Meme coins have been going off lately as well. Holy smokes. It says tokenization of RWAs has generally been more focused on assets such as stocks, bonds, and metal commodities like gold. Agridex is attempting to extend this narrative into the $2.7 trillion global agricultural industry. Once again, that's on finance.yahoo.com if you want to read the rest of that, okay? So now let's move on here, but that's very interesting stuff. Oh, we're getting to the bank news now. Banks, what are you doing? What is going on here? Folks, be careful out there. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just going to say I hope that people are being careful out there. There's a lot of madness going on. Make sure you're checking your accounts. A lot of people have accounts and they have just capital just sitting there. I would at least put my alerts on, put your notifications on. If anything crazy happens, then you'll get a notification to your cell phone. Some people sometimes have lapses where they don't check their email a lot, but there's been a lot of theft by bank employees going on and executives where they're stealing millions. Now, you can't just go put your $300K in that account and just let it sit there, because what happens if it gets targeted? But anyway, let's read this a little bit here. This article is titled, Wells Fargo employee sanctioned after allegedly stealing funds from customers, refusing to cooperate with investigation. Okay, well, I'm hoping you're going to tell me the customers at least got their money back. The bank should be handling that because the bank should have seen that this employee was stealing from people. Listen, I can't imagine. Listen, I don't play with capital. I can't imagine my capital going missing. That just seems like a nightmare. I'm just saying. I'd be pissed. It says the Financial Industry Regulator Authority, FINRA, is barring a former Wells Fargo broker who's accused of stealing funds from clients in a letter of acceptance, waiver, and consent. The regulator says ex-Wells Fargo employee Andrew J. Egbert violated two FINRA rules when he deliberately ignored requests to cooperate in an investigation. Last month, Wells Fargo amended Egbert's Form U-5, stating that the banking giant has started an internal review over, quote, allegations of possible theft of client funds. Well, did he steal or did he not? It says FINRA requires member firms to file a Form U-5 to explain the reasons behind a former employee's exit. I remember reading about this about a month or two ago, at least about them, what they had to do as far as if an employee leaves in filing paperwork. On March 29th, FINRA says it sent Egbert a request to produce information and documents to shed more light on Wells Fargo amended U-5 filing. The regulator also says that on the same day, it sent a request to Egbert to appear for an on-the-record testimony. But FINRA says Egbert chose to reject both requests. During a call with FINRA staff on April 9, 2024, an email correspondence with FINRA staff on April 11, 2024, and by this agreement, Egbert acknowledges that he received FINRA's Rule 88210 request. Yes, but give me evidence. Where's the evidence? Do you have evidence? You got to go deeper than this in these articles, I'm telling you. But this just the fact that that's what they're investigating and that money is missing is absolutely insane. How much money was it? That's why I want to know. But don't worry, we have some more crazy banking news. So we'll leave that one there. Maybe they'll come back later. Usually they do with a little bit more details, because they definitely are going to, if you're going to write an article like this, you need more details, in my humble opinion. So now let's go here, because another bank is having problems, and which is hilarious because I just watched a video a few days ago, and I think it was by the CFTC. They were having some kind of panel or something like that. It just pops up on my feed sometimes, and I just click through and I watch sometimes when it's nighttime and I'm just laying down. Yeah, I do that. And they were like, well, crypto, we have to regulate crypto because there's a lot of illicit activity. And I was just laughing to myself because we read a few articles recently about illicit activities that were happening at big banks, and they had to pay $500 million fine for that. So now we have this article here. This article is titled JP Morgan Chase blocks a $100 chocolate purchase. That's not the kicker. Here goes the kicker. Approves $49,000 illicit wire transfer. Here's why the bank is refusing to reimburse. JP Morgan, what are you doing? A couple in Atlanta says one phone call led to their entire life savings being drained from their JP Morgan Chase bank account. Folks, please be careful with those phone calls and text messages. Scammers now look exactly like the real bank's text message. They sound exactly like a bank employee. Just go to your bank. You physically go there and ask them, hey, listen, you trying to reach out to me and something, is everything okay? Or call your bank directly. Don't let the phone call come through to you. Call your bank. Or, like I said, I think the best bet is just to go in physically. It says, Gloria, and definitely be careful of emails and links. They can deploy malware to your phone and things like that. Even text messages, you reply to it, it can, I think it can deploy malware to your device. Be careful. If people call you and you don't know the number, maybe you don't answer. I think everybody that you need to contact should be inside your contact list, or, there's somebody official and maybe that might pop up and you have business with them. I don't know, folks. I'm just saying, be careful. It says Gloria and Gary Moss tell Fox 5 that they felt secure after Chase blocked a $100 purchase for chocolates months ago, requiring further confirmation for the transaction to go through. All right, that's the first step. How did they get your info? That's number one. It says be careful of those the payment scanners at the front of stores. There's a lot of exposing going on lately where people are showing that there's a fake piece put on top of there. So when you swipe your card, and now I just saw this recently, last 2 days, now they have one for tap to pay, but instead of it saying tap to pay on the top, sometimes it says tap to pay on the bottom. I don't know if that's going to help you or not. I'm just saying be careful with those things there. I think the safer bet is just to pre-order on the app, whatever apps they have, right? And you're dealing directly with the store. So now when you pre-order on the app, before you even get to the store, before you even leave the house, you place that order on the app. Now, when you go to the store, you don't have to swipe a card. You don't have to tap to pay. You're just going in and picking up a bag. That's it. You know what I mean? But it protects you. Hopefully it's giving you more protection than going in there and tapping to pay. And somebody may have put a scanner on there. You may be running to work. Maybe you're going to work or you're going somewhere. You may not be thinking, let me check this and make sure it's real. Who thinks like that most of the time, right? I'm just saying, look out for that stuff, but that's how they can get your card information. You never even suspected. It says here, the text came from the same 6-digit short code as every other alert from Chase's communication system. So the message seemed legit. See what I'm talking about? Be careful. Gloria called the number. No, Gloria, don't do that. And says she unknowingly spoke to a scammer who sounded professional. Yeah, they sound real professional. And asked for a one-time PIN code that was then texted to her phone, claiming it was needed to cancel her card. Gloria confirmed the OTP code, which gave the criminal the power to drain the couple's life savings, about $49,000. Wow. In around 20 minutes, while they kept her distracted on the phone. Wow. In a letter, Chase defended its security systems and refused to reimburse the account. You should do something for them. Come on now. That's. It says stating that the bank did call the Moses. Wait, what? You did? The bank did call the Mosses, and that someone who answered the phone verified the wire was valid. Oh, this is getting confusing. I'm all types of confused right now. But I'm just saying, be careful, folks. Go into the branch and say, what is this going on here? Is everything okay? All right. In this day and age, you have to be ready to spring into action. There can't be any laziness at all. I know you're tired. I'm tired. I know running your small business is getting to you. It's getting to me. Working your job is getting to you. You're worn down. But hey, listen, when we're talking about this money, that's what we work for. We work for this money. We want to keep that money. So, hey, sometimes we're going to have to go into that physical branch. It's what we have to do. All right. So now let's move on here. We have more crazy bank news. So now, more JP Morgan news. This article is titled JP Morgan Chase warns banks' assets may be seized in Russia after $1.460 billion write-off. JP Morgan Chase is preparing for the prospect that its assets in Russia will officially be seized, according to a new report. In a new filing, the bank says lawsuits in Russia and U.S. courts may trigger an incoming seizure of the firm's assets in the country. 2 weeks ago, Russian courts sided with state-run lender VTB Bank in its push to recover $439 million that JP Morgan Chase allegedly froze in New York due to sanctions. The court ordered, and this is one of the reasons why, look at that. Okay, so JP Morgan Chase sided with the West against Russia, right? So now you have that battle going on. So now all these systems here, keep in mind, Russia is a part of BRICS nation. How do they interact later on, right? Russia is linked with China. China's linked with a lot of Africa. Africa has a lot of commodities. China exports a lot of different products. India does as well. India is growing. They're all part of BRICS nations. The West definitely needs them. 100% needs their products, need their commodities. So how do they interact now? See, and that's where you have interoperability comes in. You have XRP can come in, Algorand, XLM, Chainlink, Flare. Quant is major. Quant is a big dog now when it comes to interoperability. You just got to go read it for yourself. I'm telling you, it's on their websites. They're putting out videos about it. But that's where interoperability comes in. I think the new financial system will be that link. I do. They don't have any other way. They don't get along right now. They're not going to work with each other. So how does this continue? It says, the court ordered the seizure of JP Morgan's accounts in Russia, as well as all, quote, movable and immovable property, unquote. Although it has not placed a dollar value on the assets in Russia, JP Morgan says the size of VTB's claim exceeds the amount of capital that the U.S. bank has in the country. In April of 2022, the following Russia, the whole thing going on over there, JP Morgan decided to write off $1.46 billion in assets tied to Russia, along with the assets that were, quote, negatively exposed, unquote, to inflation. The bank said most of the Russian exposure was in its investment banking division, as well as its assets management business. My apologies. So now let's move on here. Is this another banking article? Do we have one more? Maybe we have one more. We do. Wow. There's a lot of stuff going on today. What's going on in the banking industry right now? Let me just make sure this is not the same article as the Wells Fargo article. I just, in the morning time, before I start business and stuff, I just collect a lot of articles. All right. So no. Oh my goodness. So the first one was about $49,000 being drained from Wells Fargo, correct? Let's scroll up and find out. Okay, that was about a Wells Fargo employee. What was the amount on that? That's what I'm looking for. They didn't say. No, the other one was about JP Morgan. They drained $49,000. Wow. Now this one, that's why I just wanted to make sure these were different articles, because sometimes article writers they'll cover the same content, but of course the titles are very different. This one is titled $81,000 drained from Wells Fargo account. They are going hardcore, draining people's accounts, folks. I'm going to say be careful one more time. It says, and it was sent to Citibank. Victim says she received no alerts, none, no care, no compensation. You see how the banks are doing? Another reason why, in my humble opinion, this is facts. This is what happened. Another reason why I feel like the new financial system is going to dominate. This is real stuff. It says a woman who discovered tens of thousands of dollars missing from her Wells Fargo account, says the financial giant is failing to protect its customers. The victim, who wants to remain anonymous to protect her identity, good job, because people will get on you, bad guys and good guys will be on your, all in your business, says thieves eluded more than $81,000 from her account via electronic transfers, reports Fox News Memphis. It says the woman, my apologies, my computer is going haywire now. There's a lot of pop-ups on here. It says the woman says she had only withdrawn money from her account 3 times after opening it 5 years ago. See, and that's what I'm talking about. You cannot leave capital sitting in these bank accounts. They're getting targeted. And then we read some articles where employees are sometimes the main ones targeting these accounts. They're watching and they see there's no activity and they say, okay, maybe we can get away with this before the person comes back. You have to check on it, put your alerts on there, notifications on, everything like that. And then on top of that, with 81,000 in a bank, listen, I would say break that up, spread that around. Maybe some of that, well, 81,000 is not too much, but maybe you break that up anyway, because to a lot of people, that's a lot of money, right? So maybe you break that up and some of that goes into money market fund. Maybe you break that up and some of it goes into gold. You get that physical gold. You get that physical gold. You need to redeem the value on that at some point. First of all, don't touch it with your bare hands because I don't like that. You get some gloves and you deal with your precious metals with gloves on. But hey, that's just me. But anyway, you want to redeem that value on that gold. You send that into somewhere like AppMex. You put that in that little thing, you ship it off, boom, and then that value hits your account. But then no one can get that. That's in your possession. You get what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of different ways to store value other than let it sit in one of these bank accounts and become a target. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Let me know your ideas. It says here, she says the incident happened in November, but she noticed the theft months later because she did not receive any suspicious activity alert or notification from Wells Fargo. And I bet you also that she probably over her lifetime has been conditioned by verbiage like what comes out of the government when they say, out of the Fed, when they say, oh, the banks are so trustworthy. Oh, you can trust them. They're good. The system is good, even though there's chaos everywhere right now. That's a fact. It says, quote, I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. I wasn't expecting anything to go out of that account. I called the bank immediately. I would want them to refund or reimburse my money back, unquote, which they should. That's what they should do. They should make it right. The victim says Wells Fargo told her the funds were transferred to a Citi bank account under her name and social security number. How did they get that? Oh, wait. Did you folks see the information? I believe I put it in the members only section a while ago. But did you see one of the big banks? I think it was Wells Fargo. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Wells Fargo had a data breach. Man, things are getting crazy out here, folks. Be careful. Make sure you're checking your stuff. It says, but she says she never opened a Citi account. Ooh. And was not alerted by the banking giant that someone was using her personally identifying information to open one. Wow. These banks are, it's like they're lackadaisical. And I tell you, man, just be safe. That's all I can say. She says she's worried that she may not see a single cent of her money after both Wells Fargo and Citi told her, both of them told her that they would not reimburse the looted funds. And this is who people trust. This is the system that people praise and trust, and defend. You got a lot of bank defenders. Listen. And if you work in the banking industry, listen, well, I'm not against the banking industry. I'm just acknowledging what's going on and saying, hey, the new financial system could make it better, can enhance it. But also along with that, the new financial system can't do everything. There has to be a change in minds within the banking system in order for it to improve. All right. So now let's see where we're going to end here today. We have a BRICS Nations article and we have an SEC article. Let's end off with the BRICS Nations article today. Why not? I've heard enough about the SEC. Or should we do the SEC? Because there's a lot going on there. Maybe that's more important. Yeah, let's do the SEC. Why not? I think that it might be more important right now. We got the case almost over. You have them going after Ethereum. Now, Brad Garlinghouse is saying that they may go after Tether. That's huge. So let's do that. Let's find out what's going on. So now, if this article will ever load, This article is titled, Mark Cuban Blast Gary Gensler says SEC chair has not protected a single crypto investor. Clap it up for Mark. Clap it up for Mark again. No Diddy. Now, it's about time. You know what? Why this is good? I'll say it. And I hate to say this, but I have to say it because it's true. A lot of people will listen to him. They'll pay attention. Now, when you're on YouTube and stuff, a lot of people are not going to listen to you. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. A lot of people don't take YouTubers and TikTokers that serious. I don't know why. We have very good backgrounds, very solid backgrounds, very intellectual, you know. I think I'll say a lot of YouTubers, we have a much more, prestigious background than a lot of these individuals here. But because these people are popular and because they're billionaires, right? They're billionaires, the bulk of society will listen. So when they speak up, it can be very powerful. And this right here is very good in my humble opinion. So it says here, Mark Cuban blast Gary Gensler. All right, let's scroll down because now it looks like the article loaded up. Billionaire Mark Cuban is calling out the chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, saying that the regulatory agency has yet to protect a single crypto investor against fraud. That's what I've been saying as well, Mark. Good job, Mark. I want to hear more from you. Step out there, put your shield on, get your sword. It's time to fight, sir. You love crypto? Okay. They're going after everything in sight. You know how Tether is chained to Bitcoin. Come on, sir. Join our ranks, become a Spartan. In a new message on the social media platform X, the business magnate says SEC Chair Gensler's tough stance against the crypto industry may cost the president the 2024 election. All right. Are people really talking about crypto that much? Is that what they're doing? They should be, but I don't know. You let me know. I'm not part of mainstream society. I wouldn't know. I don't know what people talk about. Quote, if Joe Biden loses, there is a good chance you will be able to thank Gary Gensler and the SEC. Why did my page oh, there's an ad. Here we go. Let me scroll down again. The ad loaded up and then it shifted my page down. It says, thank Gary Gensler and the SEC. Now that's not what I think people should be worried about. Once again, I think people are more concerned with the SEC stopped a lot of people from getting rich and some people from getting richer. That's what they did. They've stopped a lot of people, you know, from buying houses and traveling and buying properties overseas and a lot of things. That's what they've done. That's why I think people are concerned with. Crypto is a mainstay with the younger and independent voters. But I see what he's getting at. Gensler has not protected a single investor against fraud, quote unquote. All he has done is make it nearly impossible for legitimate crypto companies to operate. I agree. Killing who knows how many businesses and ruining who knows how many entrepreneurs. Yep. That's their plan. Gensler's plan. And they wish 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 on me. You remember that song? Oh man, was it God's Plan, Drake? Yeah, they're wishing a whole lot of bad stuff on the crypto industry. Oh man. So anyway, we're gonna end off there, folks. For now, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Once again, have a great Mother's Day. I hope you're having a great Mother's Day out there. So, and if you haven't already, please, I would ask. I don't ask all the time, but I'd ask you to click that like button because I don't know what's going on lately, man. I've been working hard. I've been trying my best. Every day is different. I'm just a real person. Every day is different. Some days I have good days. Some days I have bad days, but at least you get to see it. I'm not fake with you, right? I'm just not that way. You know what I mean? But every single day, what you can say is Alphaning works hard for me. At least I'm trying my best. I give my all here. So, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, folks, let's get to the money.